Hey guys and girls, Shady UK here. Just thought I would throw a little video together. Trying to work out something I could do today. I wanted to make a video, some kind of instructional video, martial arts based, and I was thinking maybe I was going to look at some Xpatterns, different ways of incorporating that pattern at different ranges with a stick. So I think I might look into that a little bit. The Xpattern is one of the first kind of, one of the first times you'll kind of put two movements together almost in a combination. When using the stick, it'll tend to be, a diagonal one way and a diagonal the other way. Warriors of Screamer, this first way is an angle 1, and this way is an angle 4. And a lot of the time you'll just put those together. Work that. What a lot of people don't seem to realise until they've done a few classes is that a lot of the techniques in Screamer that are performed using the stick or the baston are transferable to knife, empty hands, flailing weapons, impact tools, the whip. A lot of people just think, once you've got this stick in your hand, that movement is a stick movement. But we take away the stick and replace it with a knife. All we're doing is closing a distance, and we're doing the same Xpattern. We're just using a weapon or a tool that is, maybe a third of the size, about that. Yeah. So, Xpattern with the stick, Xpattern with the knife, step in, and Xpattern empty hands. It's basically just a back fist, as if you were holding the stick or the knife. You're making contact with this lower area of the hand, which is the only time I really use a clenched fist in a street fight situation or confrontation, just because I'm aware of the risks involved punching someone in the head when you don't have any protection on. There's more of a chance you're going to smash your hands up pretty badly. So I like to use the hammer fist, just because I've still got the weight of a clenched fist. I can get the momentum going, but I'm striking with a fleshy part of the hand. One of the only times you can really do serious damage, unless obviously you're fighting someone with a weapon, is if, say, you catch your target with this, the small knuckle on the outside of the hand, and you can just dislocate the knuckle, or maybe break it. But it's quite a safe bet. You can really load into it, especially if you go dead weight. If you kind of hold your hand out and hit straight down, like forcefully, it feels pretty hard. You can do a lot of damage. But if you just kind of let your hand fall, it seems to have a lot more kind of momentum to it. It's strange. It's the dead weight principle in martial arts isn't used very much. I like to use it in slaps quite a lot. Palm strikes, especially if I throw a slap from the hip instead of just forcefully slapping like this. If I turn my hips into it and I start from down here, so I can be in a confrontation and be like, hey, well, I don't want any trouble, a guy can come in at me and I can really swing my hips into it, and it's almost like I let my hand and my arm just kind of follow it along, and you can really generate some force, more so than you could if you just kind of wound up and slapped someone. But anyway, we're deviating away from the X. But yeah, so hammer fist. You basically doing the same movement. The only difference with this is you can bring it in tighter, you can close your distance more, and you can also incorporate this hand a little more. I like to use it as a checking hand. For example, if someone is trying to grab hold of me or striking me, they're basically invading my kind of, my boundary of what I've set myself as, like, if you come past this point, you're fair game. If that hand comes towards me, instead of like a traditional block, like you would do in karate or something, we don't just move it out of the way to clear a path to hit. We hit the arm, so it's a block in one way, but it's more of a destruction. What we're trying to do is get that shock impact and also do damage to the opponent at the same time, rather than just kind of move it out the way and do damage afterwards. We just do it all in one go. So that hand will come out towards me. I will use this initial X to strike at the hand or strike at the arm, and as I've done that, this other hand will come through and I catch that hand. It's quite awkward to show without a partner, but you can kind of imagine it. The hand is coming out, it's coming to hit me. I hit downwards in my Xpattern. My hand follows it along, so once this hand moves out the way, this hand is now holding onto the arm, pushing it down, and it opens the target up for that secondary shot. So instead of just going bang, bang, you know, wailing punches, and this hand's just kind of in the background like, hey, I'm hitting you in the face, I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna you know, block, parry that hand, trap it, move it offline, and this one is already up and ready to go. So I'm not having to reload each time. The X is a very linear shape. A lot of people would think that, oh, okay, well, you're just hitting in an X, it's two straight lines. But if you join it up like a figure eight, put it on its side, what you're actually doing is a circular movement. But your angles are still in that X pattern, so you can build some speed up. And yeah, circles in martial arts tend to mean speed. You can link things together. Wing Chun's very good at this. A lot of the straight punches that you'll find in Wing Chun are very circular. It's almost this kind of motion, compared to, say, karate is very blocky. One punch, one punch, one punch, one punch. In Wing Chun, Filipino martial arts, Indonesian martial arts, silat, circles are used to help generate speed and flow, so you can go from one movement to the next. Same principle with the X. I'm just using this other hand to trap or clear a path, and I don't have to come back in with the X. It doesn't have to be bang, bang, you know, X. I can do this initial X, clear the hand, and I can just come straight down the middle of a palm strike, or with like a Wing Chun type punch straight to the face. Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of doing that unless I'm going to hit like right under the lip or like square in the nose. I like hammer fists. I like coming from angles. A lot of people, when you get into a fight, tend to throw big wild shots, or they'll just come at you with like a straight jab or just a big right hand. Stuff like that's easy to move out the way of, because straight shots, very telegraphed. Especially when you're in like a street fight situation and someone's not very, you know, martial arts experienced, they just maybe had a few too many beers and they're just throwing shots. The most likely shot you'll see will just be like someone loading up on a punch, and as soon as you see that, you know, circular punches are great because you can generate a lot of speed. But the X as well has the added benefit of being able to move off of line, so you can slip and still strike at that angle. You can use it as a block, so a strike will come in, I can come in, I'm already ready for the X, straight down, and then maybe bring that other hand in straight, so I can block X, bang. It's a very good technique. It's underrated because it seems so simple, but the thing with martial arts, I've found over the years, has been that the simple stuff is what works the best. You see all this fancy crap, people dancing around and flying around and stuff, and it doesn't work. It looks awesome on TV, but you know, it leaves you open to a lot of counter-attacks, especially a lot of all these spinning around things. As soon as I got my back to someone, I'd have no idea what's going on. So I don't like to do that, unless maybe I'm in a situation where I've gotten close and I've thrown a hook or a freaking slap, and that person's moved out the way and I've generated the force. In that case, I will come back with an elbow or back fist. I don't like to completely turn myself around, or, you know, be like this and throw like a spinning kick. it looks good, but yeah, it's not very effective. So yeah, there we go. Just a little look at the Xpattern, how you can use it at different ranges. The stick, with the knife, and empty hands. It's a very blocky, rigid strike, but all it needs just to speed it up is just that little addition of circular motion, and you can turn what seems like a very basic form strike and link that up to a lot of other things. You can bring it straight down. The circular motion works really well when it comes to block parry strikes. So you know, you've got that initial block like we did there, parry, strike. You can do the same thing when someone's coming straight at you. So a punch could come in, or a hand could come in, and you can just come down, down. You're using that circular motion to bring your hand ready. You've done the block. As soon as this parrying hand starts to come in and takes over, this other hand that you've just done the block with is already primed and ready. It's loading up for that strike, and that's where the speed comes from. So yeah, hope that was of some interest. I'm quite out of shape. I haven't done any training for a while. I'm actually out of breath just doing that, but yeah. Thanks for watching.